We humans love to build walls. We build them in our homes. We build them in schools, restaurants, and most other structures. There is barely a building that exists that does not have walls. But we also like building walls outside. The Great Wall of China, the Berlin Wall, the Mexican-United States border wall, Iran-Pakistan barrier. In 1964, Cyprus called their wall Green Line. And it got me to thinking the other day, why doesn't Alaska build a wall? The purpose of this wall, like most outdoor walls, is to keep neighbors out. And you may be asking yourself, why would Alaskans want to keep out Americans from the lower states, or Canadians? I mean, what did the Canadians ever do to us? Every year, a large amount of ex-convicts move to Alaska for a variety of reasons. For one, it's not possible to register where you live in many remote communities that do not use addresses. For a convicted felon who's required to register their address in another state, remote Alaska can be quite attractive. You don't want everyone and anyone in the town you're currently living in knowing all the evil that you did in the past. In remote Alaska, your slate is cleaned. It never happened. A completely fresh start. And every year, a large amount of fugitives come to Alaska. Staying in a log cabin deep in the woods is a great place to hide. Or picking out a small remote town for a fugitive is a pretty clever move. But even if a fugitive doesn't want to live isolated but decides to stay in Fairbanks or Anchorage, it's still not easy to find him. And then you have the worst of the worst, the tourist. They come to Alaska, waddle through the towns and the communities, leaving trash behind, stopping their cars in the middle of the roads and blocking all of the traffic so they can take a look or a picture at the porcupine or grizzly bear crossing the street, with no considerations that despite being on vacation, they're still in someone else's home where people have to live. People here have to get to work and have daily errands to run, and when the tourists go back home, who do you think has to pick up or live with the trash they left behind? As far as the Canadians go, I have nothing against Canadians. I've heard they're very friendly people. But I remember what Weird Al Yankovic told us in the past, and I have to believe that he knows best when he said, "What kind of freaks are that polite?" Now about this Alaskan wall. This wall will keep out the criminals and it will keep the streets of Alaska clean. And who's going to argue with me? None of us, regardless where you live, want criminals coming to live as your next door neighbor. And this is a great opportunity for mankind to build another wall. This incredible wall will be built along all borders of land and sea. It will be a great big wall. And several feet on the Alaskan side of this wall, we will build a great big fence. A fence that will be so strong that it will be impenetrable by even a tank. Nothing can get by or over this great big fence. To patrol this entire wall with manpower will cost too much. So instead, in between the wall and the fence, grizzly bears will be placed. You like the sound of that, don't you? With grizzly bears between the wall and the impenetrable fence will require nothing more than baskets of berries, barrels of salmon, and the occasional caribou or two. An intelligent and sophisticated wall that will be budget friendly. And we shall call this wall the Great Wall of Grizzlies. This may be the most ridiculous video I have ever made on this channel in an attempt of sarcasm and just being a little silly. But I at least hope that everyone can also appreciate the brilliance and magnificent wonders of my tiny little brain. Mucklucks.